And right now, as we get ready for the top of the hour, we want to talk about toxic relationships, or rather the signs that you're dating a toxic person. And of course, with me in studio, the one man, the one and only, Benjamin Zulu. Karibu sana to the show.
Welcome back. I've not met you since you...
Imagine, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
You're well?
I'm well.
Good. Now, a while ago, we were talking about narcissistic partners.
Yes.
And I believe that was actually with you. And part of what came out of that conversation was that they don't change. Narcissistic partners may not change. Is that still true?
Yeah, because there is no pills you can give them. You cannot inject them to heal their narcissism. It's them. They can change if they wanted, but many of them are in denial.
Okay.
You see, they are successful in the career world. Their narcissism gives them a very blown ego. They look like they're very confident when they're in front of people. But when they're not on stage, they're very selfish. They don't have empathy. They don't feel for you. They have total disregard for your feeling. And then they also want to be praised every time.
Okay.
And then they simply show no sensitivity to your feelings.
Yeah.
So because they will succeed in the career world, that's where they get their self-esteem sort of. But you can't criticize them.
Okay.
Hata kama ni typing error na correct na react vibaya sana. A normal typing error.
So when we're talking about toxicity or toxic partner, what exactly are we looking at? What are some of the signs?
Now, many people you will not diagnose them. Narcissism needs diagnosis. It needs to meet a criteria. Okay. But there are people who have very hurtful tendencies that are narcissistic. And that if you stay with them, you will suffer for it. Juzi nikapost nikaambia watu, once you have come to the conclusion that this relationship was a mistake, you're left with two options. One, get out quickly and save time. Or
okay, or
make peace with it and find for a positive way to survive it.
Survive it?
Yes, you will need to
survive. But we want to thrive.
You need to survive. If you decide that, there are people who decide for many reasons. Siwezi toka sahi.
But Benjamin, unajua mimi sasa hii conversation itakuwa ngumu kwangu because we've just had this couple.
Yes.
They were separated for 7 years.
Yes.
And in fact, someone here had commented saying, "This is my favorite segment of the week. Marriage is a beautiful thing despite all the challenges. We learn to fight through it unless it's violence and infidelity."
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And they say, "I think every marriage should have a trusted counselor because if those two guests had one back then, perhaps maybe the lady would not have walked away." But they say that their story is inspiring. So I'm having trouble right now. I'm just being honest with you.
Yes.
Reconciling this thing for saying,
yes,
if something is not working, we need to admit that it's not working.
Yes.
Because technically, I guess she did admit it wasn't working and she left.
Yes.
But then she didn't close off entirely. She was able to open back up and have their relationship work.
It's not how it changed. It's the man who changed.
Okay.
His narcissistic tendencies. He woke up, said, "Hey, I'm hurting myself. I'm hurting." Took him 7 years. Some people heal after breaking up.
And he's even lucky that she was still waiting for him.
Still available even. Yeah. Many ladies have gone very far away within 7 years. Yeah. Okay, I like starting on a light note. Niliona moja inasema, in Africa we deny emotions to this extent. In the West, when a girl gets dumped, she just posts saying, "Oh, my BF dumped me," na naeka crying emojis. But in Africa, when a girl gets dumped, she starts posting motivational quotes. Whatever does not kill you makes you stronger. When bad people live your life, good things start happening. I'm the CEO of my life. I choose happiness. One sign to know that people are being trapped. Check the quotes there.
Hi, Jameni.
Because, in Africa, it's easier to say I have a toothache than to say I have a heart broken. My heart is broken.
Right. Right.
We'll admit everything except I feel, I'm having depression, I'm having anxiety, I'm feeling heartbroken, I feel rejected, I feel down. Yeah. We'll attribute it to anything. Ni stress za kazi. And we all know work does not go to your heart. You work with your head many of the times. The real place that go to your heart is a relationship, is the love issues. Yeah. So the reason we are struggling this topic today is because umesikia hata wanaume tunatumia word ego as though it's a disease. Symptom.
It's not a disease.
That needs to be cured.
It does need to be cured. It broke a relationship.
Unhealthy ego ndio mbaya. Ego is our. Ego si mbaya. It's about when it's unhealthy. when you have too much sensitivities. And when a person who is frail, let me tell you why we date. These are the several signs to know whether you're dating a toxic person, a narcissist. One is they call all the shots in a relationship. They decide everything in that relationship. Number two, you'll know if you know you have no say in your relationship, something is wrong in that. The other thing is they do nothing to make you feel important.
But hold on, before you move on even to this second one, when you're saying if you have no say in your relationship, to what extent is that? Because also in relationship we have what are called roles and responsibilities.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So do you mean like as a blanket statement, or do you mean in certain things? Like, so usually in Africa we say the man is the head of the household.
Yeah.
So are you saying that if a woman can't contribute to the decisions of where that household goes, that should be a problem? Or to what extent does that go?
It goes to small things that ordinarily any of you could have decided, like where you're going for a date, like what time you're leaving the house. When you have no contribution at all in whatever the things the both of you are doing, it suddenly gets a house for the family without consulting you. Suddenly buy something, suddenly decides you're not going, suddenly we are not doing. So whenever you feel like even in things that would have, Kweli, I don't want to delve into that, but we have said we have division of, duties and powers and all that in the relationship. Unapata, the lady decides the color of the seats, maybe because she's better at that, arranging the house, which one, those kind of things. Or for many, like the house help is the domain of the woman who will come, which one will go when and all that. Many men sometimes that's not there. But the guy may be taking care of a car when it breaks down, or things like that. But there are those things that it's for the two of you. Are you available tomorrow? We go. So kuna mtu akuulize whether you're available. Anakwambia kesho saa 10, oga tunaenda. Even the clothes you are wearing, there are women who cannot wear what they want. They must go for approval. Moja alisema, young men young single people chat on social media all you want while you are single. Because some of us, after we get married, after every chat we have to go for inquiry, disciplinary hearing. If you are controlled so much, so that even the time, the clothes where the hair you put, and the things, those are things you're saying, that's a narcissist. Yes.
Okay.
The other thing is, if you are blamed for everything, actually you're being so blamed that you take the blame automatically. Kitu ikienda wrong, you are the one to blame. Actually, narcissistic people, toxic people are so blind-sided, they behave like angels. Angalia vile umefanya relationship yetu kai. Kila siku nakwambianga, the other time you did, now you have done it, every time is you. They say in a funny way that when the finger is pointing, three are pointing towards me. These people don't take blame. Unajua, healthy people will say, yenyewe, hapo nimelan, nilikosea hapo, next time I'll do differently. In a healthy relationship, we'll share hata, ingawa, when you try to say ulikosea hata mimi, I take part of the blame. Hata mimi, ningekwambia mapema, in a normal relationship, we try to share the blame and see what can we do differently. But in an unhealthy relationship, yote ni yako, makosa ni yako. You're made to feel so bad. The other thing is, this person does nothing to make you feel important. Those small things that they know you like.
Right.
And you don't see them putting any effort to make you, even like posting you on social media and bragging about you.
By the way, kuna watu wengine hata ujui wako na mabibi na mabwana.
Anafichwa kama kale kanguo kandogo. You are so, if you realize you are a secret, you are not he doesn't put any effort to make you any important. That's one of the signs. So tumepeana tatu. The other one is, if your self-esteem has diminished, ebu ondoa huyu mtu kwa life yako, kabla kuji na before, how do you feel about yourself?
Wow.
The overall effect of toxic people is to make you feel less about yourself. Actually, I told people that the hard relationship is the one, it's a healthy relationship after a toxic one. Because when you're coming from a toxic relationship, your image has been so damaged. When a healthy person comes, you almost push them back. Actually, you're so used to this, being put down, that when they compliment you, you don't agree with it. Joyce, you can't praise people beyond what they agree with. People never allow you to have a higher view of themselves than not. So kama esteem yako inaendelea ikishuka, now you're no longer sure of anything.
Yeah.
And in toxic relationship, words lose meaning. Hata ukisema unaenda sokoni, lazima upige picha uonyeshe hiyo soko. There's a client was canceling my office, na akisema kwa office anaambiwa atume Google location. Na picha. na hiyo location ikae ikiwa live. And she was 30-something-year-old. She was suddenly reduced to a child. She started crying there. She did not need to explain the toxicity of our relationship. I could see it in play. Yeah, I can see you want to read something.
I want to read some SMSs because people are really contributing to this discussion now. Someone here saying, hey, Benjamin and Joyce, I'm Kelvin Mushiri. Thanks for always keeping Zulu on the show. I'm always taught something new. And you're watching us from Naivasha.
Thank you.
And you say, one question, please. How do I get to learn that my past partner is toxic while we have a distance relationship, a long distance relationship? Very interesting question there. Can you identify if your partner is toxic or narcissistic?
Physical distance does not always mean emotional distance. As long as you're communicating well, actually you could be closer than the two of us seated here. If there is good communication, you can always see behavior pattern. You will know this person is toxic if they are inflexible.
Okay.
Na tulisema ukipata 17 missed calls on your phone ukitoka bafu. Na 21 messages of one-liner. So you don't pick. So, and all that. That's part of the inflexibility and immaturity we are talking about. Ukishaona huyu mtu ako na ni ile akikupigia tu once amejam. Sasa the next call itakuwa kusolve mbona hukupiki ya kwanza.
Yeah.
Ni kama unajua kuna watu wamefunzwa anaweka simu ikivibrate. Aliniambia anaacha ikimba kwa ufa akienda bafu ndio wakisikia imelia kwa ufa akimbie. Afadhali ikiwa na masabuni. Ataje yako bafu ndio arudi akaendelea kuoga. It's not the craziness so that's how you know, even if it's a long distance relation mnaongea, even the manner in which you communicate. Some demand to see you on video, not because they missed to see you, but to see the environment.
What
where
you're
are you
doing. Yeah. Okay. Someone here else says, hey Joyce, Zulu is really making sense because some relationships are hard to handle. That's Victor from Kitui. Someone else says, the main thing that kills a relationship is pride. Can that also be considered as toxic? That's from fan number 1. He says, which is Emmanuel Orate, Professor Manu. Is pride a toxic thing?
That's the over-bloated ego we said. And that's the one thing, a proud person is self-absorbed. They don't get outside themselves to serve you. And love is based on serving each other. So ukisha sense pride, do what this lady did. Me, I lauded her for walking out. She would have stayed there and die of depression. Sometimes you need people's space to sense how it feels without you. If you have to choose between, living in pain and taking a break to let the person think. So pride is true. You should not accommodate it.
Yeah.
Na kuna wengine mlianza mkiwa mhambo alafu akapata pesa. Na Joyce, let's warn ladies. Some ladies wanasema, I know this man has a problem, but I love him so much, so I'll marry him. As though your love is a magical concoction to heal him. Your love will not cure him. How many women have been killed by men they loved?
Sure.
Love is not enough. Yeah. That's this sad case of women who a lady was burned with the petrol and all that. Some of these men, they're so possessive that they will suffocate you. And do you know how even if you change your life so much to try and calm this person's insecurities, you cannot manage it. Yeah.
On Facebook, Ogwok Linda says, watching from Eldoret, I was there. That relationship was hell. And if dating a toxic person, the best advice is to move and never look back, because those people will lower your esteem, ujichukie, which is what you also touched on. True. As well. Diana Bosire also contributing from Nakuru. You're saying on Facebook, relationship abuse kwanza, and that could even be emotional as well.
That's right.
Because there are those guys who just...
That's right.
Mishani Mwende says, knowledge is power. Enjoying the discussion from MKS. Asante. Caroline Wamboy says, Benjamin has always been my favorite guest, especially on Relationship Tuesday. Loving the discussion.
Asante.
Still young though, but learning a lot. Faith Mutinda watching from Kitui. Zulu, a man can post you in social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, etc. But he is really cheating on you. Is it right to pretend you are good while you are not, in the name of protecting your marriage? Great question there, Faith.
Posting
because
alone,
a lot of us people out here are trying to live it for the gram. As
posting
we like
alone
to say.
is not enough. Remember we said last time that we must have life not only online but also on earth. So again, excessive posting could be an attempt to cover something else, to make you think you're the one, when actually you're not the one.
Yeah.
So we are not saying that every day you're being posted, but we're saying that's only one element.
Yeah.
We said from one extreme of being made a total secret to the other extreme of every time being put on social media. Na tukasema ukipostiwa sana na mjawana.
Hata hiyo pia sipo hapo.
Yes, ile ukipostiwa sana na mjawana, ile siku mtaachana, utarudi pale useme yule alikuwa akiniposta hii niko available, nimerudi sokoni. So there should be moderation. Actually I told my girl not to post me until you get married. Nilimwambia ile sikuteka certificate ndio utakuwa na kitu permanent. Hiyo asubuhi chochote cheza tokea. Utarudi uambie ingawa nilikuwa niolewe leo nimerudi.
Let me get to some more comments here. Njoki Mugo says, hey Joyce watching, why would one stay in a toxic marriage? No love, no sex, no communication. Should I stay because of kids? I'm born again but hurting.
Thank you. Oh, that's a sweet question. Because she's talking for many people. Kwanza you're born again. Because I think God hates divorce, so I have to stay.
Yes.
God hates,
God does hate
God hates
divorce.
divorce, but he loves you as a child.
Sure.
And he knows marriage takes two people to work.
But where does counseling come in?
Thank you. So you go for counseling. If your partner doesn't want to go for it, counseling, I'm a counselor myself. I have an office. This is what I'm handling on a day to day. And I tell people, evaluate. Marriage ni kama kusema poem. Tukiwa wawili. If I say my line is right, I do not say yours right, the poem will still come out badly. Kwa hivyo, evaluate your side and then explore your options. God hates divorce, but he loves you as his child. Do you think he wants you to stay there and die there? You know, so what we are saying is this. Don't stay for the kids. They will grow and go away. What will happen with your life? Again, those who say they're staying for the kids still torture the kids in a marriage that has no happiness.
Sure.
The children end up suffering more. Actually, if you ask the children, they'll tell you would rather be with the mommy alone when she's happy than when she's in this house and you see her crying. Children still are affected by the coldness in that environment. So why ameuliza kwa nini watu kaa kwa bad toxic relationship? This is the leading reason. Wakati wewe hujaheal your inner wounds.
Yeah.
I told people the other day that nowadays healing your inner, tulikuwa nasema kwa matini, healing your inner wounds is the new sexy. Unajua wanapenda kutumia language. Nowadays what is modern today is try to heal your inner self so that you don't stay in a bad relationship because you are too afraid to be alone. You have wounds that need to be healed.
Hey,
Go for counseling. Contact a person. Yes.
Okay. Victor Muhoro, you're watching us from Ruai, saying you guys looking amazing, like the topic. Selasim Pendarege, you say you're following and taking notes. Diana Mwelu says, hey Joyce, say hey to Benjamin.
Hi.
I think also,
Yeah.
if you find yourself lowering your standards to accommodate the other person, then you are definitely in a toxic
That's right.
relationship.
That's right.
And I would certainly agree with that. If
Yeah.
you suddenly, if you had values that you would hold up and esteem, and now you're changing those, then you do need to really pause and think about that. Waidera Ndungu says, I've been dating a narcissistic person for 3 good years, and I'm telling you, they are the hardest to handle and the hardest to let go of. Narcissistics need puppets, not people.
Wow.
I'm trying to whistle Naitoki.
She needs a degree in managing narcissists. She has already qualified. Hata may describe vizuri sana from experience. They can't let you go. Do you know why? They needed a person to possess, the way nilisema paka akishika panya badala aikule ama iwe anaanza kuiachilia inakimbia anaishika tena. Kuchilia inashika tena. So
it's
yes, they need victims to pour out the aggressive.
Hey, that's very scary.
Yes.
Yeah, and so you better know yourself and who defines you. And that's the problem then also with I wonder, are certain people more prone to narcissistic relationships?
Kama, yes, there are personalities like you are just, no, ni mpole.
Mimi?
Yes.
Okay.
Your type is the most vulnerable to them.
Okay, I'm being cancelled.
My type is not.
Usinione tu mpole hivyo.
No, sisemi upole, sisemi ati wewe ni weak. No, I'm saying you're naturally warm. You are a feeler.
Okay.
Feelers are
like
usually warm. Are usually friendly and warm. Thinkers are tough-minded and sometimes argumentative. So ingawa I still have feelings, but I prefer more rationing. So many times I'll be confrontational and argue. So there are people who, because of their warmth, they are lovely. We all like them. And the narcissists like them more.
So niji, msinikujie.
Hata vile unaiput aitokeze ile aggressiveness.
We're trying. But let me get to some more questions on our SMS line.
Yes.
Hey Joyce, I'm Stella. My big sis was in a toxic relationship. Her husband took her ATM card. He was controlling everything in the house. Whenever he would bring anything into the house, the man was beating her. Ata he didn't allow the sister to come and visit and was calling that a problem. Today, the sister doesn't even have self-esteem. Very, very sad situation.
I would like to, sometimes you cancel on phone. Huyo mtu hawezi toka kwa nyumba akuje counseling. So we do them sessions on phone. So
we'll share your phone
yes.
number towards the end.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, my time is so far gone. But let me try and say or read one more here. I've been in a relationship with a girl who I love so much, but she started to cheat. So I decided to talk to her about it, and she decided to quit. So Zulu, advise about that. Some more comments here. Maybe you can just give a summary comment over all of these. Hey Joyce, I'm dating a guy who will always ignore me and blame me for not talking to him. He always gets super angry if I don't do what he wants, and I don't know how to end this relationship. Wow, that's Angela Washira watching us from Ruaka. And I think that's a good position to talk about as your final comments, how then, if you do have to end your toxic relationship, how do you go about it?
Niliuliza watu kwa FB, how old were you when you realized that you can date a person who has a problem they don't want to solve, and then you walked away and left them with their problem because you are not the general manager of the universe.
Yeah.
So that's the statement. You are not the general manager of the universe. Your health comes first. You come first.
Yeah.
Can I give my contact? Those who want more counseling?
Yes.
My email is zulubenjamin@gmail, and Facebook is Zulu Benjamin page, the page, Zulu Benjamin page.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Benjamin, as
Karibu sana.
always. Great discussions. Thank you guys for watching and for being a part of this show today, all the way from 8 a.m. We'll be back here tomorrow for more Full Circle with Joyce. Until then, have yourselves a blessed day. I'll see you soon. Ciao.